Yo yo yo, it's your boy Luap coming back at it with another video. When you were a kid, did you ever wonder why Psyduck had so many psychic abilities? I mean, in the anime, Missy Psyduck's iconic move is Confusion, and it even ends up learning Psychic as well. Let's go over the reasons why it's associated so closely with the Psychic type without actually being part Psychic type itself. We'll go over the name origin, moves, and just general thinking about why this cute little duck finds himself to be a pure water type despite being more closely associated with the Psychic type. Whoa, look at all these cool Pokemon products. Lucky for me, I live in Japan and basically every other store that I go to has some Pokemon products in there. I like to share these with you guys by posting them on my Twitter whenever I go and see something new. Sometimes it's Pokemon and sometimes it's just cool video game stuff. If you want to be up to date on this stuff that I see, feel free to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description. But with all that out of the way, let's get started on finding out why it is that Psyduck isn't Psychic. Let's go over the Psyduck's line's name in English. First we got Psyduck, which is clearly a play on the words psychic and duck, which already raises the question that Psyduck was probably originally going to either be or be influenced by the psychic type in the first generation. The only family that has water psychic in the originals is the Slowpoke line, and of course Starmie is as well, which leaves us with a total of 3 water psychic types, while we have 16 pure water types, and that's not including Psyduck or Golduck, so there's a very big disambiguation there. Golduck's name is clearly a pun on gold and duck, which is ironic since he isn't gold originally, and he couldn't have at least been made shiny gold, because it's not. The first question that I want to ask is why they didn't switch the names at the very least. Psyduck would work a lot better as a Golduck, right? Because he's, yellow. And vice versa, Golduck looks a lot more psychic type. However, when we take a look at the Japanese names, at least they make a little more sense. Psyduck's name in Japanese is Kodaku, which essentially means child's duck. That makes a lot more sense than Psyduck in my opinion and doesn't tie it to any psychic imagery off the name alone. Golduck's name is actually the same, Golduck, an exact translation of what we know in English. Now the thing is, gold is actually tied to the psychic type. With the Marsh badge, the Gen 1 psychic badge from Sabrina is clearly gold, and in the Mystery Dungeon series, the gold gummy is the gummy of choice for psychic types. So clearly with the names not directly a nod to the psychic type, there does seem to be some sort of influence there. I think that the biggest cause for the psychic imagery from Psyduck and Golduck actually stems off of the anime. Regardless of the name that they chose to translate it into the dub, the anime depicts Psyduck as an extra powerful psychic user whenever it has a headache, and in turn, it leads the people who watch it to believe that it is part psychic type. This also translated into Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, which had a horde of Psyduck with headaches that needed medicine to move out of the way. With the name being one huge indicator of why we associate it with the psychic type, perhaps the moveset of these guys can give us a better understanding. Let's move on to the moveset of the Psyduck line in Generation 1. Let's take a look at the moveset shared by the Ducks in Generation 1, as this is when they got their typing, and to my knowledge, no Pokemon has changed types between generations with the exception of when one was added, which was the Dark and Steel type in Generation 2, and of course Fairy in Generation 6. In Generation 1, Psyduck learns Confusion at level 36, and then Hydro Pump at level 52. Those are the only Psychic and Water type moves he learns by leveling up. He learns one Water type move as a Water type Pokemon by leveling up. Seriously. Luckily, he does learn more Water type moves by HM. A whole total of 3, but still, at least it's something. Golduck has the same level up and team compatibility as Psyduck does in the first generation. In Generation 2, they actually give him one extra level up psychic move without giving him a water type move, making it 2 psychic moves and 1 water type move to level up. However, after that it kind of scaled a lot more with the more moves they introduced, and now he learns slightly more water moves than psychic moves. I find it a little bit off that they didn't give him at least a few more water moves by level up in the earlier generations, but they probably had some good reason for it. Granted that with the limited move pool of the Generation 1 games, it was hard to give him non-normal type moves. Most water and psychic moves of the generation were actually basically for one line or just a stat boosting move, and I just don't see why they didn't go all in on that. The only one that doesn't make sense is why they didn't give him Waterfall or Psychic. They both seem like a perfect fit to me. You basically just have to ask yourself, what the duck? Was Psychic originally planned to be part Psychic type, or was it just a gimmick that they decided to introduce in the anime, and then they continued to play it out? What do you personally think? Please let me know in the comments and let's get a conversation going on down there. My personal opinion is that there was never meant to be a Psychic type per se, but just a water duck with psychic abilities. There's no doubt that Charizard and Gyarados should be part Dragon type, but because they would have been broken in the first generation, they decided against it, and that's not the case for Psyduck. They already had other Pokemon with the exact same typing, and that's ironically why they probably decided against it. Like, it's one thing to have a pure water type Pokemon, but then when you go and decide to go dual type, and it already matches a few other Pokemon, it doesn't seem to make much sense. Charizard and Gyarados ended up getting other types with their Mega Evolutions, and Charizard actually got that Dragon type one, so perhaps we can get a Water Psychic Mega Golduck in the remakes of Diamond and Pearl if they do decide to bring back Mega Evolutions. Psyduck kinda makes an important appearance in the main story, and so they can somehow perhaps have that tie in. I don't know, since it's already part of the Sinnoh Pokedex, you know? Regardless of whether it was intended to be a part Psychic type, or just a water Pokemon that could utilize Psychic powers, might just be lost to time. Basically, those are my opinions on the Ducks and what their typing could have been. While there is evidence to suggest one way, there is plenty of evidence to suggest another. This could very easily be tossed up to the imagination, and just because the shoe fits doesn't mean we have to wear it. However, I am more interested in what you guys think. Do you guys think that they were intended to be part Psychic type, or was it just a coincidence? Did you guys enjoy the video and think I should make more videos like this, or should I just go back to my normal discussion videos? Finally, if you guys like free Pokemon and a chill community to talk to other people that play games, consider joining my Discord server. It's free and we do lots of giveaways of Pokemon, perhaps even Discord Nitro, and play Switch games with each other. I'm fast approaching 1,000 subs, and when we hit it, I'll be doing a special giveaway, so you do want to be in there before that. See you guys on there, and until next time, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.